AFL Premiership season is brought to you by Harvey Norman, Telstra, and the 1.8-litre Nissan Pulsar.
Welcome to the replay of Collingwood versus Richmond from the MCG. It's round one. All the action's right here on Fox Footy.
Friday night football, and away we go at the MCG. Opening bounce, Stafford knocks it down. McKee grabs it, kicks down towards half forward, pitches outside the 50. Davis leads in the race. Malloy came across to Shepherd, not required. Eventually Johnson to Hilton. Under the pump, Roden had it, lost it. Davis emerges with it around the corner, nicely worked. Woden with the right foot, pulls it back towards the kick-off line. Oh, great mark, Callaway. Drifting in from the side, running back with a flight of it, lays it off to Rogers.
Big job for Walker at the other end. First gamer up against Matty Richardson.
Stafford prods it towards the outer side. Awkward half volley for Tivendale. Lockyer arrived quickly, kicks inside the 50. Callaway once more. Well done, Gaspar. Advantage paid. Johnson. Will it be an advantage? Still problematical. We've got a whistle. And I think the umpire decided fair enough. That was too high and just as well.
So the Tigers bring the ball out of the defensive 50. Collingwood have had it inside twice for no score. Ty Zantuck over the top. Ooh, interception coming through. Hard bump on the bodies there. Hilton went hard and so too did Didak. Neither got too hurt. They're both back into the fray. There he is, in fact, Hilton, as he kicks the Tigers inside 50, or just about for the first time. Walker's first touch for Collingwood was a beauty. He gets it off to McKee. His second possession. Big Stevie McKee, the former Tiger, up to Jared Malloy. It's 1-on-3. Malloy against three of them. He gets into the back of his opponent there, Zantuck. Umpire says we'll have a bounce. At half-forward flank in front of the smokers stand. Look at this one. Bang, eyes for the ball, both of them. And a good side bump. Over the top, Woden. Williams, the other Collingwood recruit, applies the tackle on Bowden. Handball spills out wide. Tigers move it up towards the wing position. Buckley at full stretch. Couldn't take the mark. Trapped it nicely, though. Takes it to the boundary line right for throw-in.
I tell you what, Kane Johnson, he can find the footy. Don't worry about that. He would have had it 4 or 5 times already, and we're only gone a couple of minutes.
Eyes on the footy. Careful the blocking.
Boundary throw-in on the wing. McKee. Wasn't a push in the back, according to the umpire. Buckley runs away, kicks down towards the attacking 50. Oh, big mark, Hilton. Plays on immediately. A rush of blood. Now he settles. A second bounce. Runs inside the centre square. Probing kick towards half forward. Richardson on a long lead in front of Walker, who's doing anything but. Good tackle. Back to Richardson. In trouble on the outer side. Lays it off. Newman, the short one. Dropped by Campbell, gets a hand pass away. Rogers under pressure. Pulls it back towards half forward. Stafford, oh, clever. Very clever. 60 metres out, plays on. Bacon square, he sensed that, but the kick is wide of the mark. Goes out of bounds in the pocket.
Gave the old don't argue there as well.
He did, and look, Matty Richardson started in the goal square, and the run out of half-back from Hilton, he looked up and there was nothing to kick to at half-forward. He had to run it and move it, get it to Richardson.
Throw in, and once again McKee does very well. Flicks it at the back to Shane Wakeland. Handballs over to Johnson. Handballs inside to Lockham. His first touch in football. The big stuff anyway. Decides to go all the way. Thought he was Phil Manasseh for a moment. To O'Brien. In the centre of the MCG, O'Brien kicks it out wide. Here's Tarrant, the speedster. Wants to get back on the left. He's being held without it. And he'll get the free kick at half-forward flank.
Stafford got himself down as a spare player.
The kick to the pocket is to Lockyer. He traps it inside. Handballs back. Here's a chance for O'Brien from the pocket. First score of the night is a goal to the Magpies.
Well, Tarka Lockyer was the player that set it up. He did the hardest running of all, and it was left to Stafford, who I called as the ruckman that was going down there to play loose across half-back. He tried to get over to Lockyer to at least give a one-on-one contest, but he didn't have the legs to go with him. He was able to feed it back, and Doom, you were down there earlier. You said that this pocket was going to be tough, so that makes that a pretty good kick. Absolutely. Sometimes, Gary, as I said, the wind drops off to nothing down there. It's when they gust up to that 24-kilometre mark, that's going to bend sideways. We saw that kick that went inside before drop dead. Look, I suppose it's a matter of timing, like everything else in life, isn't it?
That was a good hit. It was a nice hit off the boot.
Magpies by 6 points. Not a high bounce. McKee flirting with danger there. Took it. Kicked down towards half forward. Bowden slips a hand pass away. Zantuck scrambled at about 10 metres. Coghlan to Rogers. Rogers towards half forward. Pitches right on the 50. Richardson, unkind bounce. Walker thumped it away. Scotland in trouble. Campbell going down. Walker the crumb, but it's going to be a free kick to the Tigers. About 55 metres out. Now, no 9-pointers tonight. They're going off the ladies' tees. He goes in short on the lead. Paul has taken the mark about 30 metres out. 45-degree angle. That was a very good kick.
It was, and it was good work from Ray Hall too. Too often I think players, particularly key position players, give one lead and then if they don't get the ball directed to them, they turn up. But there's a nice little hole for him to slot into, just in between Walker and James Clement also was trying to get back into the gap. But pretty important kick, this one.
Chance to tie it up at 6 apiece. Paul, long approach. What's he done? He's missed. Behind.
So the Tigers' first score of the year from Ray Hall's a point. It's the Pies by 5. We've been playing 5 3/4 minutes into this opening term with 15.5 left on the clock. It'll be Nathan Buckley to take the kick out for Collingwood.
12-man zone employed here.
Up the middle he goes. It's a good kick too, as always, to O'Brien, who found a bit of space. Gives off the handball to Wakeland on the left boot. Chips it out towards the wing position. Malloy. Strong mark.
Good hands.
Game 150 for Molly tonight. Holds it up. Looks forward. Williams is loose and gets away and takes the mark. First game for the Magpies in fair dinkum competition. His first touch coming up. The former West Coast Eagle. He kicks up towards half forward. Out comes Rocker. Up he goes from behind. Buckley was there as well. Pressing through as Callaway has been very good tonight. He gets the ball out to Rogers. Here goes Cameron rather on the left boot. Usually a beautiful kick, and this is no exception. Out to the wide open spaces. Ball let it go, and it's going to cost him because Wakeland read it as well. Here's a two-man tussle going on. Wakeland put the slipper in, pushed him off on hands and knees. Did it beautifully. Then he finds Leon Davis. Mr. Magic. What did he do? Gets a bad bounce. Beats run. Runs into the open goal. Leon stabs at it. It's going to come off though. Have a look at this. Stayed on the line, was it? Oh, goodness gracious. Tied it. Had it for an hour, and Collingwood really mucked up and had a big chance there for a goal.
Yeah, not a bad idea by Leon Davis. Just a matter of centimetres there, wasn't it? Centimetre perfect, Dennis, but it was the right idea. Keep it under the wind, but great desperation by the Tigers backman as well. That's a big hit.
Should have put it into the rail yards.
Yep.
Bowden straight down the middle. Johnson. It's going to be a free kick here to the Tigers. Johnson. This is Rogers. Goes down towards half forward. Rogers getting plenty of it. Richardson again prepared to lead, but so far the service has been poor.
They just need to be able to carry it another 15 or 20 metres. Right now, Richardson gives that long lead because he's the main target. Because they haven't carried the footy close enough to the centre of the ground, they are forced to go wide. They've got to kick up and carry the ball another 15 metres.
Austin out of side. Paul over the top. Knocks it down. Johnson over the footy. Couldn't control it. Locken. McKee. Buckley kicks down towards half forward from behind Kellaway, knocked it away from Rocker. Good to see Zantuck back and fit. Interesting pass. Got it to a teammate. Rogers, centering kick. Stafford. Bowden goes inside the 50. Wakeland coming across on the angle. Stumbles. 2-on-1. Walker. Richardson bearing down. Had a while. Woden. Half back. Up towards the wing. It'll run on for Williams. He can run onto the footy, bypasses the wing, goes inside the 50. Lovely kick. Lockyer is marked 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
This is the tester, Gary. If he can wade in between the gusts here, he'll hit it dead straight. This is Richardson on the lead. And actually, Richmond at this point in time are getting better link run through the middle of the ground. But Collingwood are a good unit. They just need to settle down into the wind here. They're going all right, but this is a tough kick.
Good work by Richardson there. Tarkin Lockyer. What do we think? Left-hand goal post. He thought the same thing. Knocked across the line by Stafford behind.
40-metre kick there. He's kicked from 5 inside.
And he's a very good kicker to footy, Doom, so that tells you something. There's no doubt about that. The worry for Richmond was that ball came out of their forward line and there were 3 Collingwood players on their own. So on the rebound, they are backing themselves in, which is good, but the turnovers are costly because on the way out, they've found 3 players.
Interesting, though, boys, that both Magic Davis and also Lockyer there. Here's a chance for a turnover for Collingwood. A dangerous kick out. Bowden's high up and under. This is all Magpies back here. Depends who gets there first. Well, Woden does. Both tried to punch the ball rather than kicking through it, so they might need that extra bit of elevation. We'll find out here as Buckley from 55 goes bang and kicks it right to the line. Through for another point.
Died on the line again.
Yeah. But it's so important, isn't it, now for forwards to get themselves in front. If it's going to die in that last 5 or 10 metres, take the front spot, take the risk of getting your head jumped on. You may pinch a goal.
Rory Hilton, short, not 15. Zantuck is running to centre half back. Hesitates. Good kick down towards the opposite 50. Fiora takes the mark, wheels around, told to play on. Now he's got a problem. Surrounded by Magpies, goes back to Campbell. Campbell kicks inside the 50. Takes an awkward bounce again. We've seen that a few times. Out of bounds in front of Richardson as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, we mentioned the good hands on Joe Malloy when he took a mark. Believe it or not, about a minute before that, guys, he dislocated the ring finger on his right hand and just had it strapped up, but still stayed out there. Joe Malloy with the finger.
Thanks, Pete. Throw in the forward pocket for the Tigers. They're kicking to what we believe will be the scoring end at the MCG for the season. Stafford got the tap and he had another go at it. It was Ray Hall, in fact, and that is a magnificent left foot snap. And Ray Hall's kicked the Tigers' score so far.
Well, a lot of the interviews I've heard over the pre-season with the Richmond players, they believe the bloke who's ready to step up and assume a greater role at the club is Ray Hall. And he's just patted it down in front there, regained his own ball. Good dexterity for a big man, 6'6", 6'7". Good snap.
Well, he needs to step up, Doom, doesn't he? There's in the absence of Brad Ottens.
Magpies by 2 points, early going. Friday night football at the MCG, 1-3-1-1. Interesting affair, as you'd expect. Stafford directed it down. Rogers ran into a dead end supplied by O'Brien, and another ball up. Buckley, 3 possessions so far. His career high against the Tigers, 40. Round 4 of 1998. His career high overall, 46 against Fremantle, round 2, 2001. Doubtful we'll see a repetition of those figures tonight, or perhaps this season. Hacked out of midair by Hilton, but a lingering tackle means a free kick to McGough.
This is where it becomes interesting because the kick, as we've seen, is going to drop short. Richmond players, you see Stafford down there, Tivendale down there. The Collingwood forwards, 4 of them have lined up in a pretty straight line. Right now, it's hard to see anywhere but wide them winning the next kick.
McGough, cross the ground. Locken, just forward of the wing. Pretty static forward line.
Space for Tarrant. He's let in there. You can see then, and they'll go sideways.
Across the ground, Clement lays it off. Johnson kicks inside the 50. Tailor-made for the defence. Bowden fisted away. Woden to Buckley. Hurriedly onto the boot. Gains about 25 metres. Didak up in front of Newman. Spills across to Stafford. Barges through. Goes looking for Hilton. Hilton goes looking for Buckley. Buckley shrugs it off. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw-in.
Shane Woden's finding plenty of the footy as an old-fashioned wingman at the moment who's just going to... There is a free kick in actual fact. It is going to go to Buckley for high against Rory Hilton.
Oh, that's pretty soft.
Well, the ball was definitely within 5 metres, wasn't it?
He did get him in the head, though.
Okay.
It's a no-go zone. You saw Buckley's head tilt back here. Watch the left shoulder.
It might even been out on the full, I think. It might even been off the boot, out on the full.
The voice of reason. Well done, Gary.
In that case, he should have 2 kicks. Buckley from the boundary line.
Now, if he's going to have a shot here, he's got to be brave and start it over the near point post.
Looks for Leon Davis. No, Didak comes out and intercepts and takes the mark. Beautiful kick. Dennis?
Centimetre perfect it was.
Thank you. And Alan Didak, who's a beautiful roost of the ball. In fact, when he was drafted, the draft camp used his kicking style to do the video on what was, they thought, one of the best types of kicking styles. So we'll see how he goes here from 45 metres.
This kid's ready to take off this year. It's only his 2nd year, but he's ready to take off. Chris Newman up against him. Big job.
as I said earlier, signed a 3-year contract with the Pies during the week. So good news for Magpie fans. So in comes Alan Didak. Comes in.
Good hit.
Right through the middle, the Magpies go further ahead. There's a bit of, how do you do? No, it's a point. Touched, was it?
Yes.
Here the umpires. Touched was the call.
Well, when you look at it, he's kicked from about 45 and it hasn't cleared the fence. So with that wind, he probably did get a bit of touch on it as well.
Well, he's hit the post from inside 5 metres and kicked one from 45 that went through, but was touched. So 2 missed opportunities for Alan Didak.
Campbell around the outer side. Long kick up towards the wing. Johnson, good mark. Strong effort. Kane Johnson. What an acquisition. 10 minutes till quarter time. They do it every time. It's out of bounds. They'll be tossed in on the wing.
None the least, though, his ability to win the ball. He's had 6 possessions already, albeit that one smothered. It's finding the thing.
Throwing out there. Paul and Malloy. Paul hooks it down. Cameron somehow got away. Well worked. Has a bounce. Runs towards the middle. Kicks down towards half forward. Hangs a long time in the air. Wakeland reaching across the top. Thumped it down. Woden. He's been busy. Measures it nicely. Clement generally uses it well. Goes inside the 50. This is no exception. Tarrant right on the 50. From what we've seen, too far out to score. In he comes from 60 metres. The wind grabs it. From behind Rocker. Kellaway did well. Got hurt as he was going down. He's laying at the base of all of that. McGough gets it out. O'Brien from 25 metres snaps. Behind.
I tell you what, Rory Hilton on Shane Woden is the big worry for Danny Frawley right now. I don't think he can go with Woden. Either that or he's going kick chasing. Woden's playing his position and he's slicing it at the moment.
Pies into the breeze, though, wasting opportunities. 1-5 plays 1-1. As you can see on the scoreboard, it's a 4-point margin with 9 minutes to go. Hall over the top of it is wrapped up and gone, says the umpire. Free kick taken, Lockyer, who I would say was Collingwood's best player through the Wizard Cup campaign and has taken it into tonight's game. His 4th disposal coming up.
This will be the 10th time they go inside forward 50 against the wind to Richmond's 4 with it.
Johnson has the ball. He can come out wide to Clement. Now waiting for a lead. Goes out wider still. Here's O'Brien, has been busy. He's kicked 1-1. His 5th disposal coming up.
Holding it up well, though, the Tigers.
At wider still. Williams.
Become a different game plan when they're kicking with the wind down the other end if they do this and allow someone like Rocker the ball from 70 out.
We're sure. Contentious to move it around the Pies so far. Here's a chance now for Johnson, who'll try and run the lines and does. He goes short and the kick is a ripper. So Chris Tarrant, he'll line up from about 47 metres out directly in front. He'll take a good kick, but has been kicking the ball very well at training and will line up for his first of the night. Last year, the equal goal-kicking champion at Collingwood with Anthony Rocker.
Well, you see Darren Gaspar there in that shot. He almost anticipated it wasn't going to him. He didn't think he had the skill or touch to find Tarrant.
Just been watching him isolated for a couple of minutes, and Gaspar's actually giving him front spot, allowing him to lead him to the ball, which is dangerous.
Collingwood by 4 points. Come in. Tarrant's kick is fading and fading, but it fades on the line, right on the line, almost a mark to Rocker. No 3-point rush. In fact, that's a try. To Campbell, and another point, and well, Collingwood's probably had 4 kicks now that have dropped within 2 metres of the goal line.
No, I think it's a factor, no doubt about it.
This is Coughlin. Good to see the rush behind back, too. What do you think, Gary?
No, look, just try and keep an open mind, young Dennis.
Here's Coughlin, left half back. Told to play on. Very close to Tarrant on the mark. Chips it up towards the wing. Blumfield yet to get a possession. Here's his chance. Onto the footy. No, left it behind. Eventually digs it up. Could have got 2 there. He's going to get a free kick.
Bit fortunate. It was just in play for the ball then.
Blumfield on the wing. Goes back. Campbell.
That wasn't a mark a month ago, Dennis.
No. Gotta keep your wits about you. Campbell goes down towards half forward. That's a good kick to Walker in front of Richardson. He'll be paid against Richard.
Well, it's interesting. I wonder if Nick Malthouse paid attention to the fact that Ryan Ferguson, a first gamer, did very well on Matthew Richardson in the Wizard Home Loans Cup and has plumped for a young fella again in Tristan Walker tonight.
Buckley got it to Johnson, to Malloy on the wing. Clever. Williams. Woden cruising past. Williams goes for space. McGough set a task. Well, it came off the hand in front of him. Then he crossed the line. Trying to convince the umpire it was a mark. It wasn't. It was touched, I think, by Zantuck going back.
Have a look at free kick. Yep. That's where the free kick was there. Bad kick, though. It was directed to a 3-on-1. It was.
So the Magpies have it again inside 50. They've only been able to convert one. Stafford does it well, but McGough will get there first. He can go backwards to Woden, decide to kick into the hot spot. A good bounce. So Bowden, Campbell, nice kick off a step, and Zantuck takes the mark. Was about to go.
That's a knee.
And
accidentally
for a bloke who's had a broken jaw from a nightclub incident over the summer, you don't want to do that one.
Yeah, that was an accidental knee there.
To Bowden, the Tigers' best disposal player last year, out wide to Kellaway. Kellaway kicks forward. It's a good-looking kick, but chopping off is Clement, the Collingwood vice captain this season. Gets it across to Reece Shaw, to his skipper in Nathan Buckley. In a true quarterback position, he kicks it straight down Tagalonki's shoulder, top one high, made to earn it.
Big play that. Had that been turned over there, they were in a bit of trouble, the Pies.
Lockyer comes out wide to Malloy. Rocker leads to a pocket, nothing much on. Inside 50's been 11-4 Collingwood. Woden. Pies would be content to hold the ball as long as possible into the breeze here. This is the old-fashioned way of playing football, isn't it? Keep it short into the breeze, kick along with it.
It's man on man ahead.
And they are finally putting the footy, though, you know. You've got to take his time now.
Buckley leads to the pocket. Woden wants to take on his opponent's Zantuck. Gets the handball away. Could be a big turnover here for the Tigers. It comes off to Clinton King. He handballs forward. Tigers come out. Fiora missed it. Picked up by Reece Shaw. He's grabbed. That's gone. Dropping the ball. Free kick to the Tigers.
His hands were stronger on the jumper than they were on the ball.
And they're play on Shane Woden as we've got a little bit of a dust-up happening out here. There won't be too much going on there, rest assured. Looks a hell of a lot worse than it is.
The Johnsons.
They were played on. But the play on call on Woden because he's taken so much time. That's the new interpretation. You hold on long enough, the umpire will just call play on. And Shane Woden ended up getting caught with a footy.
Off the Bowden, a thumping left foot kick inside 50. Richardson's the Tigers. Beautiful mark, Richards.
That is a great mark. His feet came from underneath him and he knew he was going to land flat on his back, but he still held his mettle and put two hands on the ball. It's so easy to take a hand off the ball when you're up there like that and think of self-preservation. Watch his feet come from under him here. That's a great grab.
Just get the feeling he's the key tonight.
Yep.
But at 6 goals against the Magpies round 1 last season, and his year came unglued. That's a career best against Collingwood. He's got 5 twice. His first mark right there.
He was kicking well in the pre-match, Dennis, albeit the Tigers set up at the other end to get used to the wind.
What are you saying? He's used up his quota. Well, there's good news and there's bad news.
Let's keep it.
Here's Richo. Now Veers out towards the right, had a mind of its own, goes through for a behind. Just over 4 minutes till quarter time. Collingwood lead by 4. They've dominated the game, but it hasn't been translated on the scoreboard. Buckley off his step, short, got there in time. McKee, Johnson, from half back up towards the wing. Williams, he can take it and go. Williams goes for distance. This one hangs up in the breeze. Rocker, both of them misjudged it. Taken by Gasper, gets a hand pass away. Driven out of there by Newman towards the wing. Bounces on. Fiora in trouble. Hesitated. Well done, Campbell. Knocked it across to Bowden. Steps around the would-be tackler. Goes down towards half for a great finish. Hall on the lead.
1-on-1 with Richo.
So it's Richardson versus Young Walker. Clement comes back to give him a bit of a chop out. It hits the ground. Richo's free kick. Paid the mark, in fact. Or did he pay the advantage? He's paid the advantage now. And it's a goal to Blundfield for the Tigers.
They're the ones, Gaz, when you say, great, the team got it, but at the end of my career, I'm going to say, gee, I'm really dirty on Justin Blundfield. I should have kicked that.
Oh, my word. But for Justin Blundfield, it was nice for him to be able to get up and get his first kick and a first score.
Oh, it's just there,
The free kick was paid, I think, against Clement. When you turn your back on the footy, run with the fly to the ball and you're not looking at it, it doesn't matter what you do, any contact will be deemed to be a free kick. So that was a free kick.
So the Tigers hit the front, 4 scoring shots to 7. Yet Richmond lead by 2 points. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds as Richardson gets the assist and Blumfield gets the first goal for the Tigers after crossing from Essendon. Here's a chance now for the Tigers to pour on the pressure with the last 3 minutes with the win. And half-forward is Fiora, who turns it over to Buckley. Buckley kicks up towards the centre of the ground. It'll be a bounce here. Lucky bounce required. Good play there by Houlihan. He gets the handle off to his the skipper and Campbell. To Kellaway. To half-forward. Tigers are starting to look a bit better in the last few moments. Hilton's got it now. 55 out. Let's see how the wind goes. He thumps it long to the goal square. It's 1-on-1. Wakeland's there. Was pushed out of the way. Goal to Richardson. Beautiful roving Tigers. 2 in a minute.
And that is the value of Matthew Richardson. That is his value, and when he plays in this manner, he is the most difficult proposition of all to match up on, because he just took the strongest of one-on-one marks about 2 minutes ago under fierce pressure, and on this occasion he was able to turn. His agility got him to the fall of the ball quickest, and that's when his opponent says, now, Tristan Walker says, now I'm up against a player that can do it in the air and on the ground. I'm in for a tough night.
Just watching young Walker, he's got some goods about him, but at the moment he's turning a bit like the Queen Mary. Richo's backing, double pedalling him, turning back to goals a lot quicker than him. He's got to keep an eye on him.
Shane Wakeland gambling there. It didn't come off. He was looking for the free kick. Rogers out of the middle. Got it from Campbell. Kicks inside the 50. Richardson. Interesting. Johnson in front. 35 metres out. Stifled off the boot. And it goes to Shaw. Mark was paid. Plays on. Ricocheted off a boot to him, I think. McGough close to the boundary line. Chips it up towards the wing. That was a push against Barden. It'll go to Williams out there. No doubting that. Just over 2 minutes till quarter time. Tigers surging. They lead by 8. Williams to half forward. Tarrant surrounded. Kellaway knocks away. Didak for Theoris. Back to Didak. Awkward spot for a left footer. He felt the pressure. Tried to dribble it through. Roden gets back and tips it across the line. Last week he would have been penalised. Maybe.
3 near misses for Alan Didak. It's getting closer by the second. Tigers by 7 points with just under 2 minutes from the kick out. It's Campbell.
11th possession coming up, 8 each to Johnson and Bowden. So 26 between the 3 midfielders already for Richmond.
Houlihan kicks it to nowhere in particular. Centre wing. Rutler's got it on his own. Kicks up the wing. There's a bad kick off a step. Should have hit the target and the pass are away. It's over the line and out of bounds for a throw in half-forward flank for Collingwood. Clingers at 15-7. Make that 15-8 as of this moment with 1:40 left on the clock.
Don't hold. Let him run.
McKee's dropped back behind play. Just wants to shore it up for this last minute or so.
Rocker and Stafford. Vital break here. Colin grabbed, locked up. Another bounce.
I'm not sure what Tristan Walker's aerobic capacity is, but I've had a bit of a look at it, and he's got his tongue hanging out on Matthew Richardson.
Umpires decided to bounce it while the wrestle continues. Cameron, ball knocked loose. Buckley in the back.
Get in front, you get the rewards.
They're red hot this year, the umpires on the in the back.
Well, that fight's still going on, and the umpires just ignoring it.
In the meantime, Collingwood through. Johnson had the ball. He cuts back onto his left boot, was probably the wrong side because Collingwood had plenty of numbers the other side of the ground. Here's a chance for Leon Davis. Gets the Shepherd from Tarrant. Ball stays in over the line now out of bounds with 53 seconds on the clock. It's the Tigers by 7 points.
You guys, Dennis, you're a racing expert. You've got about 50 horses. He's off the bit, Tristan Walker, if that makes sense. Quarter time will give him a chance to regroup.
It's being scrubbed up. Here's Zantuck in the pocket, run down by Malloy. Deliberate, is it? No, says the umpire. Fred Allen, who was only about 10 metres away, but behind them.
Dennis has a very noble steed in tomorrow as well, with a wonderful name too. Dennis, good luck with it, mate.
Buckley v Johnson, 5.5 to Buckley. No, 5.3, 3.5 to Johnson.
Stafford knocks it down. In goes Johnson. Davis. Malloy in trouble. Davis somehow came up with it. McGough goes off his step. But I think he may have hooked a goal. That is something out of nothing.
Well, young McGough, he's up against Wayne Campbell at the moment, who has had 11 possessions. And that is good a disposal as you'll ever see out of the boy. He's a hard worker, not exactly polished. He's worked at his skills over summer. And you see he's in the right place at the right time. Just see him skirting the pack there. And, yeah, that started over the point post. Well done.
I've seen enough in this first quarter. There is going to be so much harder to kick goals that end, I reckon, Dermot. There's going to be that many footies that fall within 10 or 15 metres of the goal line as players get used to the fact that their normal carry isn't going to be there. You can defend that end of the ground differently, given that that grandstand's not there.
Big 30 seconds coming up, 27 seconds to be exact. Umpire not happy with his bounce.
Shouldn't
He pulled up, though, as Buckley comes in inside 50. The Magpies go. Tarrant ran underneath it. Gasper is there. Here's a chance for McGough again. Viteris flicks it out to the skipper. McGough, he can make it 2 in a minute. In he comes, this on the right foot kick. Should have gone the left.
No wind.
He's missed. And Collingwood move on to a very, very expensive set up now. Buckley, by the way, Dennis points out to me, 11 disposals in the opening quarter. It scores level. Collingwood now 8 scoring shots to 5. 2 goals 8, plays 3 goals 2. On the siren, as Walker picks it up, gets a bit of a push from Hilton, and all square after the first quarter of football. Collingwood into the breeze. As I said, 10 scoring shots to 5. It's the Magpies 2-8-20. The Tigers, doesn't matter how many shots you have, it's the total figure that counts. They're 3-2-20. We'll come back with the second quarter with all square.
What if someone gave the AFL clubs cameras
This is a critical point.
One of the true believers.
and they made their own television?
Not breathing.
He's going to take him down in a jet roll.
Utensil of the week this week is the whisk.
Mark Dragosevic here working undercover.
We're not responsible.
Oh, what?
Club Corner, 6:30 Tuesday to Friday, exclusive to Fox Footy Channel.
Make sure you watch Dropkick, 8:30 Tuesday nights right here on Fox Footy.
Named after you?
Nah, after you, Dropkick.
Dropkick, Tuesday, 8:30.
Start of the second term then. Scores are level. Collingwood running on the breeze though. Out of the middle, Stafford jams it on the boot. It wanders inside the attacking 50. Wakeland fisted away. Fiora did well. Coming through was Hall. Fiora once more, 60 metres out. Tugs it across his body. Bounces very high towards the pocket. Richardson outnumbered. Good result for the Tigers. It's out of bounds. $20 apiece. Boundary throw in. Right full forward. No Ponsford stand. McKee knocks it down. McGough charges in. Hall comes again. Coughlin, a revelation last season. Campbell across the body. 15 metres out. Wakeler.
Well worked, Walker, then.
Plays on. Clement. Up from the back pocket. Decides to go. A couple of bounces. This time for a third. No. Hesitates. Kicks towards half forward. Tarrant. Well done, Gaspar. Reaching around and fisting it out of bounds.
That's his real strength as a backman. When he's on the move, chasing somebody out, and he's had a long lead. He's got good endurance. Not so quick off the mark, but he just makes that final lunge. And Tarrant is quick.
Throw in on the outer side. Tarrant does the ruck work and gives away a free kick to Stafford. So Stafford has it on centre wing for the Tigers.
That'll become an issue if McKee has to drop back behind play all the time. Stafford will dominate where the ball is.
Sorry, Doom, free kick count is 8 apiece at the moment. Good mark by McKee. He's having a very good night so far, Big Stevie McKee. 8th possession to McGough. Clements kick up towards Rocker. Off the hands. Here's a chance for Leon. Mr. Magic turns inside. Hands it off. Williams back to Leon. He's hit the false. He's like the cartoon character. The legs were going, but he was stationary. He kicks in looking for Woden. Up he goes and takes the mark. Now with the breeze right behind him, Sam Woden.
In the back there.
24, Richmond. The blonde-headed chap.
Hilton's nicked off already.
The blonde-headed chap won't be getting a Brownlow vote, but he got the free kick. Oh, he's turned it over to Rocker. Rocker should have a shot from here. He's 95 metres out. His head gives it up to Didak. Didak's little chip to the pocket, looking for Tarrant, who got out in front. Punched away by Gaspar was good play. Coughlin, Gaspar. Houlihan around the body was a beautiful kick. And Johnson has it on defensive 60.
This is where they fall down.
Johnson goes to the wing. Buckley was up in front. This is Johnson for Collingwood, running out of space. Feeds it back. Buckley. They'll play Johnson. Back towards half forward. The fair head chap for Collingwood this time. Woden puts it inside the 50. Newman, a job to do here. Knocks it back across the boundary line.
Well, if Tristan Walker's struggling a bit on Matthew Richardson, I tell you, Rory Hilton on Shane Woden, he has run him absolutely ragged as well at the moment.
Big crowd in tonight, Dennis.
Oh, terrific crowd, isn't it? What do you think? 60-ish?
Oh, over 60. I think it's about as full as we'll see for a while.
Here's McGough, who's been very busy. He dragged it back in. Roden somehow got through, and he's away. Wants a run. The Roden runner. He goes out towards the outer side half-back flank. Fiora stretches, or is it Houlihan? It's Houlihan. Can't rake it in. Boundary throw-in out there.
Throw in at half-forward flank for the Magpies. Scores level. No score in this second term so far. As you can see, 17-17 left on the clock. New advertising hoardings here at the MCG. The whole outer side now covered with the Herald Sun banner. Throw in. McGough in the back. No, umpire says it was a bit of a push and shove in there. We'll have a bounce instead.
Gee, they're getting close into the feet of Stafford, aren't they? Collingwood are reading his hit-outs in this occasion, on these occasions, as the umpire calls for it. Yeah, McKee once again drops back 50 metres to the right of screen behind plate.
Stafford and Rocker will do the ruck work. They go shoulder to shoulder. Stafford does well. Hoiks it out. Good play by Clement. Johnson over the top. Blumfield for the Tigers. Knocked it forward. Clement heads for the boundary line in try fashion as well. Overthrowing. Good tight football at the moment, boys.
Man oh man.
It is, and they're struggling to find targets inside forward 50 to have that set shot at goal, and just a little bit of composure. You saw the class of Buckley. He was able to pick out a target. They've just got to be a bit more composed going forward.
Loney, the third man up, knocked it back, but it was Houlihan who played the sweeper role and gives off a beautiful kick to Tivendale, the left footer. Goes with the right and went short, and that was what he needed to do, and he found Kellaway. Kept running Tivendale, dangerous player now on the left foot. Gives it a big thump up towards the full forward position. Buckley from behind got the spoil. Woden bounced out, basketball fashion. And then like the Harlem Globetrotters gave the no-look handball to Buckley, who sticks it straight down the throat of Rocker. Leon Davis has won out in the forward 50. The kick from Rocker was touched. Here comes Leon, he's got it. He did it. He should have gone two hands. Not good enough, but he might redeem himself. Knocks it out. Trip, no. Went without it. Has another go. Leon's had 25 possessions in about 3 seconds there, and none of them were effective.
None of them are clean. Leon's going to get a boot up the backside, I reckon, when Nick Wildhouse gets a hold of him. He Learised him. He tried to take it left hand, got caught up with the crowd noise and fumbled.
Stafford was held. He's going to get the free kick.
He's becoming a factor at the bounce downs.
Squares it. Here's some run from Newman. Newman goes down towards half forward. Richardson working double time. Takes on Walker. Strides around the boundary line. Kicks with the outside of the boot. Buckley has been everywhere. Traps it. Claimed by Bowden. Gets the hand pass away. McKee kicks to the outer side. Chance for Woden. Loose ball behind Blumfield. Intent on drawing him. Wanted to go, I think, to Clement. And now he's coughed it up. Wonderful understanding moments ago between Woden and Buckley in defence. Not that time between Woden and Clement. This is Houlihan, short on the lead. Cameron inside the centre square. Roden 75 metres from goal. Chips inside the 50. Pitches awkwardly for Richardson. McKee gets back. Danger is past. Buckley another possession. Needs to be precise. Williams outnumbered. The cavalry arrives. Shaw goes down. Roden picks it up. Heard the voice. Fiora goes with the right boot. Not particularly well. Yes, lovely kick. Direction. There goes the kick from Rogers inside the 50. Sliding in down there was Johnson. In trouble. Over the top goes Bowden. Surrounded. Mutiny on the Bowden. We'll have a bounce. About 20 metres out.
Chipped you there. I thought the direction was fantastic because it was the peripheral vision which allowed him to get it there, but could have had a bit more air on it. Clearances this quarter. Richmond 6, Collingwood none.
No score yet in this quarter. Here's one. Campbell open goal. And he puts it through. Tigers lead by 6 points.
Well, you're going to have to kick your goals from pretty tight in, and that was nice work from Ray Hall. The ruckman, just a deft little touch in close, as you called earlier, doing that they were doing at the other end with Big Stafford. And Wayne Campbell needs to go forward and kick some goals on occasions, I think. He's playing out of the goal square now.
effectively as a full forward.
He leads well from the goal
He
square.
reads it really well, you're right.
So Tigers by 1 goal. The first goal scored of this quarter. Good bounce by the umpire. Stafford gets the tap. Doing very well in the centre now, the bounces. And the last one, as Dermot and Gary said, from a beautiful tap from Ray Hall, and some nice blocking as well, opening it up for Campbell.
Yeah, it was indeed. And there's the top 5, some familiar faces in that lot. Steve McKee's the one that probably the odd man out, but all midfielders that know how to find the footy.
So the tap on that occasion. McGough keeps his feet. He's fantastic at that little depth toe poke out from Ryan Loney to Woden to Williams. The left foot shot for Collingwood at the goals. Going to drop short again. Gasper got to the front. Plough says the umpire. He's tackled without the ball. Good play by Tarrant. Diving in was Callaway. Davis is there as well. Davis is still in there ferreting at the ball and will have a bounce.
That is how to attack it, Gary, the way that Callaway went in there. He just knew he had to roll over it, kill the ball, so there was no clean hands on it from a Collingwood player.
Oh, can the Collingwood ruckman do something? Rocker tries to flick it out. Tarrant got a hand on the ball. Here's a chance for McGough. He'll crash his way through. Thrown to the ground. Now Leon, if he can pick it up. Can't. Gets a little bit of a shove. Gets back up on hands and knees and kicks a point as it punts through. Good play.
You say Leon Davis, he's actually fumbled on most occasions when he's gone for the ball tonight, Gary. His hands aren't clean.
Yep. 2-9 Collingwood, 11 shots at goal, 11 scoring shots to 6, and trailing by 5 points.
You can see the Tigers are going to defend after this left-hand side of screen. The numbers go out there.
Close to the boundary line. Good grab by Coughlin, and he's away. Good shepherd from Bowden. Coughlin into space, then a second bounce. Now a third. Nobody coming to meet him. Buckley coming across on the angle. Got by Hilton. Coughlin got past him, 60 metres out, long kick down towards full forward. Richardson.
He's come from the wing. He came from the wing. He led up when he saw Coughlin have the space in front of him, Dennis. He has run from the wing, the same direction as the ball. And, Gary, you called it. He has worked over Walker again. See, that's the direction he's come from. He's worked him over again.
It's a nervous time for Tristan Walker too when he has to turn his back to from where the ball comes from to try and follow Richardson. As a forward, that's the exact position you want your defender, back to the ball.
This is a tougher shot, Gary, than you think for Richo.
Going at his second. And he's missed it.
He is worried about the wind coming through there, and that's what put him off. Nothing else. I mean, that's a poor reward for just an unbelievable work ethic, but you could just sense that one was going to worry him.
Boys, do you think they're just talking themselves out?
There's tough shots, but he also did not hit that at all, did he?
No, he's from Tasmania. I think he's played in the Windy Day before.
you get in a comfort zone in league, Ed.
Johnson out to Shaw, back to Johnson. Teammates as junior footballers, they combine for the Magpies. Off the knees of Buckley. Here's a chance for Lockyer. He gets it out while Woden ran over the top of it. Went back a second time, went a third time and got it out. Good play to Lockyer. From 55 out, he kicks up to the goal square. Roden and Davis, but neither can get to it. It's through for another point for Collingwood.
11 possessions for Shane Woden. He's had Hilton moved off him. He is having a super night. He had Houlihan came onto the ground and played on him. And there's Richo's kick. What do you think, Ken?
Well, the problem with that is the big fellow looking into the breeze, it affects the drop of the ball as well. The ball was turning as it made contact with his boot.
Nice kick out for Campbell. Suddenly the Tigers are up on centre wing. Shaw comes out, ran over the top of it. Chance for Tristan Walker. Good play. Young Tex goes down, does it well. Handball's off. Here's Scotland, who's just on the ground. Gets it over to Shaw. Back to Johnson. Over the top to Ryan Loney. Had to stretch for it, did it well. Back to Tarkin Lockyer. Back to Johnson. They're queuing up the Magpies. Beautiful kick into O'Brien. Takes the mark. 65 out. Decides to go long. Looking for that man. Over his head it went. Here's a chance for Didak into the open dive. He can pick it up. Look for the free kick. Tarrant goes to ground. Umpire will bounce.
Danny Frawley would love that, Gary. They have swarmed on them then. Well done by the Tiger backman. Held it in.
Newman's job on Didak's been good. Didak has looked dangerous, and we know how capable he is on many
Free kick
occasions.
to the Tigers. Don't know what it was for. It might have been for mouthing off, I think. And again, the Tigers are out at centre wing.
Rogers down towards half forward. Richardson.
The free kick was for abuse to the umpire, Eddie, down the goal square.
Richardson working his heart out. Chips in short. King showed too much of it to Clement. Did the Richardson kick, and it's out of bounds. It'll be tossed in.
Well, whoever did the mouthing off will know all about abuse at half-time. Hard enough to get it into the goal square without giving it out for nothing.
Eddie, there's the match-up, Richardson and Walker. Age, weight and height, all in favour of the big Tiger man.
He's
Good
a
lesson for
powerhouse.
Tristan Walker.
Tail of the tuck. In front, McKee getting a lot of the football too. Holland well picked up. Williams sold into trouble. Scotland inside the centre square. This is Buckley. Surveys the terrain. Well-weighted kick. Coming back, Coughlin interfered with O'Brien. The Collingwood fans think they've been hard done by. O'Brien short towards the middle. Now, Williams is a long kick. He could go close from here.
Gettable.
Collingwood 11-3 is Richmond 9.
Got to give it a ride up high.
Collingwood fans wanted it to be 20-0. Williams he gets it high and it swings right to left and goes through for a behind.
Chris.
I think it was the Bulldogs started last year, didn't they, with woeful kicking. It cost them dearly in the end.
2-11 to 4-3, and the Tigers lead by 4 points. 13-7 the scoring shots, and still the Magpies trail.
That's not 15. I'll go Heath.
Yeah, I thought that was a good 15. Anyway, Tivendale's got it. Good chip over the top to Roden, who's running. Tigers have got a chance with 9.5 on the clock. His 4th possession on centre wing.
Open for Richard.
Up towards Richardson there. Pushed Walker out of the way.
Party trick.
Handball's off. Ray Hall gives it a thumping kick. Offline. And Big Ray Hall now has kicked 1 goal too.
Again, it was Richardson turning his opponent around. He's taken 5 marks. The opponent takes his eyes off the footy. The forward is in the driver's seat.
By Woden, kicks out and finds Clement. Well, kick forward is a good one too. Here's Scotland, who's been busy since coming on. He handballs off to his skipper. The kick is out wide. Williams is the man. Takes the mark. Look at the kick. That went 50 metres straight down his throat.
That's a perfect hit. Good lead from Didak. He's going to go longer, though.
Over the back, looking for Tarkin Lockyer. Has to stop and prop. This time, Didak into the open goal. Can he get one finally? Yes, he had 2 goes at it, but he got it.
Really like this kid as a player. And I tell you what, seeing him in the Wizard Cup, when he went into an open goal against Carlton, he turned the simple goal into the impossible. He's taken an extra step there, and lucky that the ball just bounced up for him. A couple of those easy goals already this season, as I said, against Carlton in that pre-season cup, and then he's turning the simple into the extraordinary. Can play, though.
Collingwood's first goal since the 28-minute mark of the opening term. Here it is again. Drop kick. Didak, 24 goals last season, 10 in the recent Wizard Cup. You'd expect him to go close to 40, if not more, this season. Had plenty of opportunities tonight. Hasn't capitalised. McKee was up. O'Brien, it's in there somewhere. Held to him.
Thanks. Going straight back that way. Going straight out.
Collingwood by a point. Michael Malthouse looking on, coached his first ever game against the Tigers, round 1 of 84. Footscray won by 39 points. On the outer side, Lockyer's in front, went to ground looking for a free, nothing doing. Tivendale right there with him, boundary throw in. Lockyer can't believe it. Shake of the head.
Magpies are looking better in the centre bounce now that Ray Hall's gone in there. Free kick.
Collingwood fans not impressed. Whistling Harmony has gone out the window as far as they're concerned, and another one goes. This was there, of course, to Campbell in the back.
It's a good kick. Gasper's on the run.
Beautiful kick to Rogers. Gasper is the man. Gets the ball. Kicks inside 50, out towards Richardson, with a kick from Gasper, which often lets him down, did on that occasion as well. Wakeland takes the mark for Collingwood.
Malloy has snuck onto the ground. Down the line here, he's all by himself.
Nice kick to Williams. And Malloy's still there on his own. Williams is now going to kick it up towards Buckley. Malloy will float across the front. Oh, spoiled each other in the end. Malloy goes hard, but good play by Zantuck. Broke one, Taylor's had it for a while, got it high, so the umpire then paid the advantage. His kick is long, but once again, Wakeland gets back, couldn't quite hold the mark. McKee trying to flick the handball out, does, but it goes to Hilton. Hilton's gone, thrown to the ground. Umpire lets it go, will have a bounce. Good umpiring there with 7 minutes on the clock as it keeps on ticking. Hilton. all over the top of Wakeland. 22 tackles, Richmond, Collingwood 19, so pretty close there.
Royce Vardy on the ground.
Another ordinary bounce on that occasion. Clement gets a nice handball out to Scotland. Around the boundary line he goes. We'll have a throw-in in front of the old members stand, which will be down at the end of this season, as the old Ponsford stand, or the new social club stand, will be built in that period of time, hopefully.
Still racking up the kilometres, Nathan Buckley. Big work rate, 17 possessions. Kane Johnson just gone quiet, just still 9.
McKee in front. Malloy over it, heads for the boundary line, gained about 10 metres. There's Johnson, Kane Johnson in the foreground, waiting to come back on, replacing Campbell. Jared Malloy. Boundary throw-in, just short of the wing. Hall's in front, clean possession, prior opportunity, just got it away. Johnson to Buckley, stood up in the tackle. Well worked, Clement. Johnson, charged down by his namesake. Blumfield, the two rookies combining, the recruits, if you will. And Richardson gets on the end of the kick, 30 metres out directly in front.
There comes a time, guys, I mean, you don't want to move a kid off a champion, but when he gets red hot, you think you don't want to spoil the kid's confidence, but you've just got to turn around and say, hey, he's killing him at the moment.
I've loved watching him go about it, though, Jim, as he watched the kick.
Very important kick for his own confidence right here. I think he may have sneaked it through. No, he hasn't. Goal umpire going a long way to his left. So he's red hot, but as far as his kicking is concerned, very much room temperature.
A bad miss, but gee, he's got the young fellow now thinking, what am I supposed to do? 6 marks, a lot of them running back towards goal.
In front or behind, how do I play him?
Yeah, if he plays him from behind, he'll run him up to the wing. If he gets in front of him, he'll run him back to goal. You have to work it out.
Well, he needs a chop out from his teammates. Let's not forget that. He's one of the best players to pull on a boot in season 2003, Matthew Richardson.
That's what McKee drops down there for.
Yeah, I reckon McKee has been there on occasions, giving him a fair hand.
Johnson, by the way, off for that turnover kick, which set up the scoring opportunity for the Tigers, and Loney on for Collingwood. Reshaw has the ball now. He's running fair way. Just gets his kick in time. Out they come. Rocker. Play on, says the umpire. Across the chest, he thought, as O'Brien kicks up to the forward 50. Up they all go. Williams out the Woden. Oh, tried to give it off. No one was home. Santa flicks it out to King. Here come the Tigers now. Johnson's intercepted by Holland. Was good play. Clement to the boundary line throw in.
They are at it, the Tigers. Collingwood are equal to the task at the moment, as you can see the score in the top left-hand corner.
That was a high tackle, no doubt about that. Should have been a free kick to Duncan Callaway.
I think he allowed the ball to continue on because he punched it about 30 metres to his team's advantage, but in the end, no advantage.
Rocker at the front, tried to flick it to the back. Was ambitious. Malloy in hard. Umpire said play on, letting it go. That was fair enough too. Bodies hit simultaneously there. It wasn't as if one was in early and into the back. Ball up, 60 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Scores even. Inside 5 minutes to go in the second term. Anthony Rocker, just 3 disposals tonight so far. 1 mark.
They're breaking down across half forward, the Magpies.
Good ball up on this occasion. Hall got the tap. Here's a chance for Collingwood. Williams to Woden, tried to get it out to Buckley. Williams will go a second time. He's grabbed it, flicks out. Johnson, hard at it there. Malloy throws his body in, will have another bounce. Half-forward flank position for the Collingwood side. Time ticking away, up towards 4 minutes left in this second quarter, and scores a level at 29 apiece.
Second time in the last minute. The 2 blonde recruits, one from either side. Get up. After being tangled. It's ambiguous. Just over 4 minutes till half-time. 29 points apiece. Hall directs it down. Gaspar goes with the boot. It's going to be a free kick to the Tigers in there somewhere.
Against Williams. Williams' third man up and was dumb. Just jumped into the back.
Hall. Rogers, who started well, in trouble. Very indecisive, holding the football. Free kick to Collingwood. And danger for the Tigers because guess who? Anthony Rocker will kick from about 65 metres out.
He kicked one here last year, didn't he?
Yes, with a spiral, wasn't it? And the crowd urging him to go spiral again right here. So Rocker, in he comes. Not his best effort. He tugs it way left. Out of bounds on the pull.
reckon they're talking themselves out of it both ways here. They're expecting the wind to stop them when they're going up to the Tigers end and expecting them to kick all the goals from the other.
It is not a 7-goal first half of football type of night, is it?
No. Callaway in the back pocket, scores level. Oh, Tivendale's dropped it. Here's a chance for Didak to punish the Tigers. And Alan Didak kicks goal number... No, he doesn't. He kicks another point. He kicks behind number 4. 1 goal 4 to Alan Didak. Collingwood cheer squad. I tell you what, talking about pent-up emotion there. They want to get the floggers going. Kick out again. Needed to hit the target, and this time Gasper held it.
Fiora having to stretch. He's a left half back. Magpies by a point, approaching half-time. Interesting game. Not all that polished. Here's Hall, midfield.
Oh, good run.
Kicks inside the 50. Houlihan. And he's marked. Normally a very good kick at goal, so this will give us a further indication about the breeze. He'll kick from about 35 on a 45-degree angle.
It's not a powerful kick, but he does have exceptional skills, and he's got very good touch, so he's going to need to allow for a bit of movement here. Well spotted too by Ray Hall. Ball carrying ruckman there, able to put the ball to advantage.
It's about here. You aim at the crane. Can't miss it. Houlihan. It starts at left, and that goes further left. So this is really tough for the players.
Wrong crane.
Marks inside 50. Richmond have had 6 marks inside their forward 50. Matty Richardson contributing there. Collingwood only the 3. Terrence off the ground as well.
That is unbelievable. You kick out on the full from 40 metres.
Dennis said crane. He thought you said train. He was heading towards Richmond. Wakeland brings it out.
He's worked hard.
Buckley.
19. Possession 19.
I was going to say he's a star.
Good running and terrible play there. It'll come off if they can keep it in. No, they mucked that up there. Loney shouldn't have taken the ball, or should he? Should he have been called on there by Scotland? Certainly they should have not mucked it up anyway.
Better communication. Spent most of his time in the middle of the ground, Nathan Buckley, but does get back and has been forward. So
He's done everything, Gus.
he's had it. I was going to say before he's a star, would that have been the dumbest comment of the night? I reckon it would have been. You could have clipped me if I had said that. He's a superstar.
He's making a statement, though, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah,
He's had a great pre-season.
30-29. Throw in. It's a forward 60 for the Tigers. Off hands, Williams. Will kick around the boundary line. This is going to be an interesting one. Holland did well to get to the front. Zanto covered him well. King flicks it out the back. Picked up by Tivendale on that left boot. Is a beautiful kick and does. And hits Fiora. Another lefty. Runs right up the middle. Here's a chance for the Tigers with 1.5 minutes left on the clock. Richardson leads to the pocket. Fiora goes over the top. Now they're within striking distance. Blumfield's a good kick. Left foot to the hot spot. Up goes Wakeland in front. Did he get one high? No, said the umpire. Coughlin's grabbed it and will have a bounce.
Did well, Wakeland. He was the spare player, and that's how you play loose man in defence. He first of all covered Richardson.
Yep.
Gave the chop out that you called for before, Eddie, and then when he realised Richardson wasn't in the hunt, pushed back into the middle and became the extra defender there.
Here's the bounce then. Dangerous situation for the Magpies. McKee knocks it down. Going down was Woden. In trouble, got it away. McGough has been very handy, particularly early in this term, but a terrible kick. Bowden, Coughlin outside the 50. Looping hand pass over the top. Hyde goes back towards the boundary. Bowden, a left footer on the boundary line. Is it mission impossible? Well, he didn't miss by much. It was a pretty good effort under the circumstances.
Now, late in a quarter, when everybody's a bit tired there, a chance to score from this kick in Collingwood.
Drives it towards the outer side. In on the angle. Coughlin crawls after it. Well, Woden over the top. Spills wide. Picked up by Locken. And now he's away.
And Locken has a bounce into the centre of the rim. So he has a second bounce. He can go all the way. He kicks it from 60 metres out up towards the goal square. Breeze there. Thumb through though. Good play by Gasper. Came back on the angle. Did everything perfectly well. And the Pies lead by a point. And this is really an arm wrestle now. 26 seconds on the clock. Maggie's by a point. And it's 3-13 to 4-6. Kane Johnson. Been great on debut so far. Out to Tivendale. Once again, the kick is a beauty. Lace out the Fiora. They're waxing those two. Zantuck. Last 10 seconds of the half. 10th possession coming up for Ty Zantuck. Much improved player last year. He kicks up towards Richardson. Almost. Yes, he'll get it. Over the shoulder. And there's the siren. He's going to have a shot. And this is tailor-made for Richardson. 55 out, the impossible angle. He's missed 2 from dead in front.
He's got to get back. He's got to get back to the goal square, Ed.
You know that he's going to be a chance at this, don't you?
Well, the man on the mark is Johnson. Walker's just loitering close to the man on the mark now. He's a 6'4" kid. He's got to get back to the goal square and give numbers there just for his teammate to climb over and get a touch on it.
Yeah, this would be an amazing goal if he kicked this.
Well, it was square at quarter time. It will either be square or a goal for Richo. Look at this. He has kicked it an absolute mile and just faded in the last metre again. So after all that, the Magpies lead by 1 point at half-time. We have got an absolute beauty. 3-13-31 Collingwood with 16 scoring shots to 10. 4-6-30 the Tigers.
Join me Tuesday nights at 9:30 for a look at the best games of footy ever played from the Fox Footy Vault.
From the Fox Footy Vault, only on Fox Footy.
Now, if they're able to get the support, I think certainly they can go places. I love their running game. This team will move forward. This team will move forward.
If you're 18 or over and would like to be in the Melbourne audience of Fox Footy's newest variety quiz show, Dropkick, call 03 9646 7218 now and leave your details. All audience members are also in with a chance to become a contestant on the show. Come and join in the fun as your favourite AFL stars and celebrities go head-to-head on Fox Footy's Dropkick. Coming to you each week from Sirens at the Telstra Dome in Melbourne. So don't be a dropkick, call now.
Collingwood have kicked the last 4 goals of the game to lead by 18 points. 15 minutes to go in the third quarter. McKee got the tap. Campbell again goes to ground. Got it out to King. Was good play to Bowden. Now the Tigers into attack again. Up towards full forward. Walker versus Richardson. Good play by Wakeland at the back. Walker now over the top of it. Needs to keep his composure. He flicked it out. Hilton's there. Grabbed was Johnson. Play on, says the umpire. Blumfield smothered. In there was Shaw. Wakeland and Clement also over the top. And the Magpie fans lift as the defence stand firm.
Again, Richardson going back with the footy. I reckon he would have marked the ball, except Ray Hall was on the last line, brought his defender out with him, and cost him, Richardson, a mark in the goal square. Get out of there, Ray.
Good play by McKee. Pro opportunity goal. That's the new rule.
You must kick a handball.
There you go. Pro opportunity this year. If you grab it out of the ruck or a throw in, it's deemed a pro opportunity, and you are wide open to be gone.
No, it's not a thing. You must kick or handball, not attempt and roll.
Yep, well, he attempted it, but he must kick or handball. You heard it there. So there's one to go to school on. And in the meantime, here's a big chance coming up for Mark Coughlin. Missed his last shot at goal from 45-degree angle. 35 out, comes in and kicks. A badly needed goal for the Tigers, and they're right back in it.
Good player, a very good player is Mark Coughlin. Went to school on his last kick. Doesn't make the same mistake twice. I think that's a sign of a good player, and he really came on the second half of the year. Very good explanation there from
Brett Allen.
umpire Allen, yes, exactly. And a good decision, a good rule. You're going to grab it out of the ruck, you've got to get rid of it or you get pinged. I think that's an excellent rule.
12 possessions for Mark Coughlin. Didn't start a game for the Tigers until round 12 and still finished third in the best and fairest. 5 on the bench, 5 in the VFL. McKee knocks it down. Chastened. Down goes Chippendale. Chased. And we'll have a ball up.
Not quite.
Well, it's a different deal.
Hey, what are you going to give him?
Going straight back. Easy.
Oh, you can hear it all there.
Bounce quickly. Pretty willing in there. Bowden, good idea. Grab the footy and kick it forward. Blumfield, a try. He's penalised at centre-half forward. So, law and order restored. And Buckley, I think, will get the free kick. Will he get 50? Yes, he will. So, good happening.
Tell you what.
Give it to him.
Yeah, no wonder we've seen Danny Frawley's hair go grey. that is just a player who's just being selfish and not thinking of the team. And that is a disgrace.
Petulant.
Petulant is a word.
Collingwood 12 threes, Richmond 19.
Kellaway standing 15 metres out from the goal square, so the leads are going to go on 45 degrees outwards.
Buckley coming up for his 20th disposal, 4 inside 50s, 3 rebound 50s and 1 goal.
Barrel, go to talk.
Oh, geez, you've got some pull. There goes Buckley down towards full forward. It falls in short. Rocker almost bounced off his chest. Roden gets across. Hand passes to Stafford. Met solidly. Oh, that's a good way to get badly hurt. Campbell's going to get a free kick. Years of experience, but he put the head down, and Woden was charging at him. This is Blumfield, who's been pretty quiet. Comes out wide. Bowden with a chance to run now. Bounces very early in his run. Solid off the ball, coming up the ground. Coughlin. Magpie is down, and the kick is bounced out of bounds. Wow. Williams.
Yeah, he just didn't... I'd like to see it again, actually. I was watching back towards the other end of the ground, and he just wasn't looking, Andrew Williams, and was it even 5 metres? That would be the question.
He'd pay the mark, I think. Throw in. Williams comes off. He's in a lot of trouble. Batheris comes on. McKee does it beautifully. Off to Buckley. Has a bounce and takes them on. Handball is intercepted beautifully, though, by Campbell, the opposition captain. Blumfield's kick is a beauty. And Big Stafford will line up. A big turnover because Woden was away, and it didn't quite come off.
I've got to say something about the boy there who's kicked it, and that was Justin Blumfield. He's actually gone for the roost. You watch him here, and he just pulls his kick. Here's the turnover. Bucks was awesome there. He was awesome how he read that. Now watch this. He was going for the big kick, and he just pulls it when he sees Big Stafford loitering by himself inside 50s. Good set shot at goal, Stafford. As a rule, that'll moz him.
He's kicked 84 goals in his career. He can beat the goal umpire here as he comes in and misses.
So they are now squandering some opportunities. The Tigers in front of goal, which was the story of the first half for Collingwood.
They needed that one. This is Locken from Woden. 2 newcomers. Locken in the back pocket. Margin just 11 points. Locken straight up the middle with precision. Wonderful kick, O'Brien, Woden, McKee. Wider still as a runner to the outside shore. Forward of the wing. Kicks down towards the 50. Tarrant stretches and marks.
I reckon he's doubled his output this quarter, Chris Tarrant. He's really got his skates on instead of just being one-dimensional. He's been up, back and across. He's been much more dangerous.
Short. I think he marked it, Lockyer. It was a good effort. So often in that situation they bounce off. His grasp was firm. Now this is very tricky. Very tricky. The Breeze pushing the ball away from goal. Exposed area. Where once we had the Ponsford stand, he realises his limitations. Goes in short. McGoff's over it. Raked away there by Rogers. Hand passes straight to McKee. McKee off a step. Hooks it just across the face. Played against the behind post for the boundary throw-in. Let's go down to TJ.
Yeah, Dennis, just going back to that Williams collision there, he is just pacing the boundary in front of us now. The sound of that collision was absolutely sickening. We could hear it here from the boundary, and the mere fact that he is up and about walking, just the man's a machine.
Just a bit of winding there, I think. Kellaway does it well. Good smother by Malloy. Campbell again has been very good. It comes out to Fiora. The handball out wider still. Coughlin's been busy this quarter inside 50. Walker versus Richardson. Walker on this occasion needs to win it on the ground. Richardson did well. Walker did well again too. Richards had it for an eternity. Got it out. Umpire said free kick to the first game up from Collingwood.
And that's why you'd leave him on him, because he might have a win like that, and that might be worth 3 games of experience.
I tell you what, the Collingwood supporters behind him, the cheer squad have gone nuts, giving him full support there. The 19th man for Collingwood, the cheer squad as always. And it comes now to Johnson. Needs to be good with the kick. Up towards Buckley, that's good enough. Virtuoso displayed by the Collingwood captain at half-forward flank. Rocker breaks the tag, legs to the pocket. Buckley holds on. 23rd possession for Nathan Buckley.
He'll wait for McKee to drift in down the centre.
Buckley is getting told by Rocker to thump it in, so he does. So Anthony Rocker gets front spot. Now he must fly. 2 against 1, got the hands to it. Paul was there, dropped the ball. Play on. Leon looking for a free kick. Molly holds it up, and we'll have a ball up.
Easy, nothing silly.
Well, in the midfield, that would have been a free, wouldn't it? He didn't get boot or hand a ball. It just fell to the ground.
Collingwood have had 44% of the possession so far in this quarter. It's a big difference. It only sounds like a small margin, 6%, but it's big.
Malloy versus Hall. Malloy uses that ample backside. Fresh air kick. Zantuck was hard at it, though. That's courage. Dermot, when you throw yourself at the boot, you did it well.
He doesn't lack any of that kid, does he?
No. Son of Shane Zantuck, who was a tough player. Nephew of Arnold Brightus, who was mad.
Yeah, I wonder what the Christmas parties are like when
It
they
was the
get
only
souped up.
shop in Broadmeadows that no one dared shoplift from. Their sports store, I can tell you. Kane Johnson gets the ball out from full back. A thumping kick outside 50. Newman has done very well on Didak and thumps it to the line for a throw-in. Game very much alive with 8 minutes 39 to go. Danny's an 11-point ball game. Watch Richo here. Bang.
Danny Frawley gone the full circle. He's got Matthew Rogers back on to Nathan Buckley.
That was very interesting earlier. The umpire put his whistle to his mouth. Could have been in the back to Richo. Wasn't forthcoming. He went the other way, did the umpire.
I think it was the right decision.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But the umpire certainly had a good look at it and was tempted. It's amazing how nights and careers almost can turn on just the blow of a whistle. Bounce on the outer side. Malloy's in front. Clean possession. Missed the footy. Now, that's an interesting one. He didn't make contact. He took clean possession. Was that prior opportunity?
Under a new interpretation, I reckon it is.
Under these circumstances, though, when it's man-on-man, it's windy, it's going to be packed football, Jared Malloy just about becomes the most important man on the ground around these scrimmages.
Under 8 minutes till three-quarter time. 11 points the difference. Davis up, knocked it down. Bowden in trouble. Somehow got it to Tivendale. Smothered off the boot. O'Brien hurriedly around the corner. Will it stay in for Collingwood? No, it runs away from Johnson. And we've got a boundary throw in. 50 plays, 39. Scores will level at quarter time. At half-time, Collingwood by a point. And Collingwood working into a breeze now, doing well.
13.3 kilometres for Nathan Buckley.
And stand still too often, Doom.
Oh, wait.
Throw in. Malloy's kicked one. Malloy from the pocket has kicked two by the sound of the crowd. Molly likes it as well in game 150. And the all-important goal umpire says, that's a goal.
Kick two this quarter, Jared Malloy, which is when there's only been 7 and 5 kicked for the night. It is super valuable, Doom, and you called him around these scrimmages. He read this pretty well. Just sat out, fell in his hands, and a nice finish.
The analogy is he likes hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
In nice and close, Jared Malloy isn't going to phase him.
Have to say it's a handy lead now. 17 points. Tigers need the next one. Hall knocks it down. Bowden was being held. He fisted it down towards half-court. Fiora slid in. Locken is in there as well, and we'll have a ball up.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, mate. Go straight back. Thanks, mate.
56-39.
Just wonder whether it might be worth, I know Richardson's so dangerous close to goal, it might be worth getting him up to a true centre-half forward to exert more influence up around the midfield when the ball comes down.
Third man up is doing well for Collingwood at the moment. Woden knocks it forward now, goes after it. There's a whistle and a free kick, another one to the Tigers.
Pushing the line, Jared. Pushing the line, mate. Just be careful.
There's space for Richo.
Tivendale swings it out wide. Campbell has it 60 metres from goal. As Ed said, 4 times best and fairest. Only Jack Dyer and KB ahead of him, 6 and 5 respectively. Going back into the hole with courage was Clement. Fisted away down there. Forward of the pack. Was it touched? The hurried kick bounces through for a behind. It may have come from Tivendale. It did.
James Clement is the player who's dropping off his man now to help out Walker. Now, whoever is on Clement, and I think it's Blumfield, he needs to make himself aware.
Malloy has got it. He's standing still. Now it chips it forward. That was good play. Held the play up, and Woden kept running. Takes it on centre wing. 6 minutes left in the quarter. Beautiful kick out wide. Root. You can hear the crowd. Lovely kick. Leon Davis takes the mark. A kick from 55. Ninth possession coming up for Leon Davis. Goes short. Looking for Lockyer. Got away. Over his head, though. Coughlin read it nicely. Over the top. Hilton. Malloy wanted to square up. There's a chance for Blumfield. Little fumble back to Hilton. Little toe poke. No 15. Yes, says the umpire. Just 15. Campbell with his 21st possession. And it's a ripper too. Straight down the throat of Coglan, who lost it in the lights, I reckon. Tivendale's gone. Ball up. No opportunity whatsoever.
He saw him and he tried to fend.
No chance at all. Thanks, mate.
I reckon he had a chance to fend him off there. Turned his body on the tackle.
All right, we'll have a look.
A bit hard.
Bit hard. Mate, if I'm saying it's not a free kick to Collingwood, back me. Here's Buckley off to O'Brien. Cheesy O'Brien from 48 metres out kicks. Another goal for the Magpies. He kicks his second and the Pies lead by 24. 22.
And a little bit happening off the ball too. Rory Hilton has been the subject of some inquiry from the Collingwood team on Nathan Buckley, but I've seen Nathan Buckley play plenty of good games, but this one rates right up there. He has been absolutely sensational tonight. And a nice finish too from Shane O'Brien, who opened proceedings this evening, so a couple of goals to him, and they've said it before, but very valuable tonight.
5 goals to 1 in this term. Rory Hilton and Nathan Buckley. Well, it's been Buckley's night. Did you see that?
Could have easily been a free. Just push to the face. I mean, you just don't know with these umpires.
And my apologies, Dennis. I said 24. It's a 22-point margin.
Yes, 62 plays, 40. Terrific turn, this one by the Magpies. Johnson had it, lost it. Kellaway robbed of it. Buckley in again. Challenged by his coach during the week, or maybe the media, and hasn't he responded? Coglan got it to Bowden, kicks inside the 50. Richardson, almost the one-hander, wants a free kick, nothing doing. Tivendale on the right boot. Well, last year he struggled to kick goals with his natural, his left boot. That one, no chance, out of bounds on the full.
I just think they've got to move Richardson now, because Collingwood have worked out where the ball's going to him. He's doubling back towards goal, and the kicks are going to him somewhere in about inside 30 metres, and they can get a second man to him. They just need to free him up now, the Tides, get him up around half forward so he can make his own space.
Wakelin, deep in his own defensive area, out of the back pocket, goes around the outer side, very high ball, and the judgment shown by McKee. Ball was on the way down. McKee's got it, left half back. Interesting too, Shane Woden, 16 possessions. Interesting mix with Woden. He's done some good things and quite a few blemishes, but quite often his teammates haven't realised his strengths and weaknesses, still learning. They've sent him around his left side not as often as perhaps he would have liked. There's a free kick to Richmond, and it's going to Blumfield.
Greg Stafford has totally gone out of the game since about halfway through the second quarter. Getting nothing out of him now. McKee, even though he gets those kicks behind play, pretty simple, easy ones by himself, he's now starting to really control the midfield big man department.
Kellaway got the free.
Fiora kicks it inside 50. Plenty of numbers here for the Tigers. Richo almost got it. Good punch from Walker from behind. Ball flicks out. Wide open spaces. Here's a chance for Coglan. He picks it up. Comes back to Richardson. Gets his kick away, Richo. Dangerous situation. Up it goes. Good play by Big Wakelin. Thumps it over the line and out of bounds. Through for a point. It's a rush point. My apologies.
Last 2 times Walker's been able to hold his own on Matthew Richardson, so that is a big win for some perseverance.
Buckley to Williams back on after that knock, and the kick was a beauty to Didak. Alan Didak's 10th position, up towards Lockyer. Kept the front spot, did well, kept his feet, which was even better, tried to thread the needle. Read beautifully there by Houlihan, and he got one high and will get a free kick. Advantage played, you heard the umpire. Bowden's advantage on his right foot isn't so flash. Here's a chance for a turnover. McGough goes up, needed to punch it. Off the ground goes Leon Davis. The race is on between Leon and Roden. Roden did well, pushed him off the ball. Going back on the ball there is Tivendale. Gets it out to Rogers. Rogers' little toe poke. Out to no one in particular. Here's a chance now for Collingwood to relieve. It's picked up by Shane O'Brien on defensive 60. Handballs onto Woden. Just feigns and does it beautifully. Finds a bit of space. Looks up, sees some black and white. Up forward, goes to Rocker. It's 2-on-1, and Rocker flies high. Couldn't quite hold it. Kellaway, Rocker, both stretching every sinew in their bodies. It's great football. Didak in there as well. Desperation stuff. Will have a bounce. 60 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
Wayne Campbell coming off for a rest. And he's worked super hard. He actually didn't get the rest. He got beaten to it by Rogers. Woden on Campbell at the moment. Campbell finding a fair bit of footy as well against Woden.
In fact, it was Newman coming off. We'll go to the dock in a moment. King on now for Campbell. And it looked like Newman may have had a bit of a hammy. We'll go to the dock in a moment. Dennis.
There's Bowden coming away from the congestion. Almost ran into a teammate. King eventually goes down towards half forward. Very high ball. McKee struck in the chest by that one. Ricochets away. Walker. Met very solidly. He's going to get a free kick.
Well done, son.
He kept going, didn't he?
Yeah, he knows he's hurt now. Look, it's hurt Rogers as well. But until the whistle went, he kept chasing that ball. He's a good kid.
He's a big, strong boy.
It's a big night for him tonight.
Yes.
His parents over from West Australia to watch his debut.
Clash of heads there, as you saw. Here's O'Brien demanding a lead of McGough. He runs to the hole, got an unkind bounce, applies a tackle immediately on Coughlin. This is Hall to King inside the centre square, goes down towards half forward. Fiora, now he's a natural left footer, goes with the right towards the pocket. Nice finish. And Richardson's got it.
It's a big night. I know we've spoken a lot about it tonight. There's only a minute 30 to go. It becomes a really important kick. But again, I watched the young fellow Walker, and he just couldn't recover his position. Couldn't make up the ground on Richardson.
Well, and he comes. You can see the angle, and he tugs it way left. Well, if he were a golfer by now, he would be using the reverse overlapping group as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, a bit of action on the bench, Dennis, with Newman from Richmond off with left hamstring trouble. Shane O'Brien has just come off for Collingwood with right hamstring trouble. And also Matty Rogers with concussion after that heavy knock has come off. So 2 on the bench for Richmond and O'Brien for Collingwood on the bench, hamstring.
One goal for and an assist for Richardson tonight.
Grip not good.
So Woden plays on to himself from fullback to James Clement, elevated to the vice-captaincy at Collingwood this year, along with Anthony Rocker and Tarkin Lockyer. To Locken, who's been good on debut, holds the ball up. Wakelin on defensive 50 inside a minute. Very important 50 seconds left in this quarter. Tarkin Lockyer goes up high, off the hands of the pack. Here's Williams, back to Lockyer, got up very quickly. Now he gets a lead on. McGough runs to the space, drops the ball, can flick it off to Williams. Last scoring chance for the quarter, you'd gather, and beautiful stretching mark by Chris Tarrant. The left footer plays on straight away. Long kick, looking for Scotland. Will have to hold his ground, but Campbell's been too good tonight. He's been fantastic. Gets it up to Fiora. Still time for the Tigers. 25, and Roden's got the ball. Tries to flick it out. He flicks it to himself. Well, I didn't think you could handball it to yourself. That was the new rule, but he's got it. Over to Hilton.
He's got a chase now, Hilton. His man's run off Clement.
10 seconds left in the quarter, and James Clement, I think, will be happy to take a 20-point lead in at three-quarter time.
And you could understand Matty Richardson's frustration at that.
And there's the siren, Danny Frawley.
I reckon, Ed, it'll be worth keeping the cameras on Danny Frawley and Rory Hilton at three-quarter time.
Well, last year in round 16, it was tight at half-time, and 13 points the difference at half-time. In fact, Collingwood kicked 6 goals in the third term to run out winners by 40 points. They kicked 5 goals to 1, and 6 of the last 7 goals in this game in that all-important third quarter to lead by 20 points. It's Collingwood 8-14-62, Richmond 5-12-42.
What if someone gave the AFL clubs cameras?
This is a critical point.
I one of the true believers.
And they made their own television.
Not breathing.
He's got to take him down in a jet roll.
The utensil of the week this week is the whisk.
Mark Dragosevic here working undercover.
We're not responsible.
Oh, what?
Club Corner, 6:30 Tuesday to Friday, exclusive to Fox Footy Channel.
Hello?
Start of the final term, then Friday night football, and the Magpies a chance to be first with 4 points. Still a half hour to go. McKee, well, he hasn't learned his lesson. That's holding the ball, isn't it?
One of the... Yeah, well,
let's go down to the dock.
Yeah, Dennis, at the moment, Richmond just with 3 on the bench. Matty Rogers about to return to the bench from the doctor with the concussion episode. We saw Chris Newman look like he'd gone down with a bad hamstring. He trained and he did a fitness test and got through it at three-quarter time. But Shane O'Brien for Collingwood with hamstring trouble on the bench.
Campbell to Cameron, goes out wide. should be marked out there by Bowden is, well, I'm confused about that rule then. No prior opportunity, said the umpire, but really the chance to punch or tap is the prior opportunity. That's my understanding.
I'm with you on that. That's the way I read it. If he takes possession, then he's deemed to be in possession, and if he's grabbed, it's a free kick.
Not in the centre bounce, according to the umpire there.
Kicks it down towards the 50, and Hall's in the row.
Ball's been good.
Oh, he's got room, Richo.
He kicks long.
Poor
Richardson's there. Walker gets a bit lost, and Richardson goes hard at it.
Poor kick.
Ball of the ball. McGough takes it to the line. And in that third quarter, Collingwood at half-time with 3-13. And in that term, kicked 5 goals 1 to Richmond's 1 goal 6. So the inaccuracy there costing the Tigers.
Dominated with run through the middle. The fat side, as we call it, the fat side,
Collingwood 39, leave number 3 run.
was where Richardson should have had the ball, and he would have marked it out on his
Hall
chest.
got the tap. Coughlin grabbed the ball. Locken had a hand on it. In the clinches, it's the skipper who emerges and kicks it 55 metres up the middle of the ground. Out comes Tarrant. Gets a hard bounce. Still might fall the way of Collingwood there because they had the numbers. Batheris was there, was thumped on by Zantuck. Scotland got the handball over the top to Didak, who turned on the proverbial Thruckney bit. He can run all the way now. He's 55 out, goes short, and Batheris takes the mark. So the crowd, and Rupert Batheris from 45 metres out on a pretty easy angle here will line up to give Collingwood the start they need in this final term.
Well, skills kill you, Gary. At the other end, as I said, Ray Hall should have just put it out into space. There would be a shot on goal for Richardson from about 25 out, which is no certainty, I might add. Instead, turns around, we've got Batheris at goal, punt road end.
Batheris comes in, the kick is on its way. The cheer squad like it, so too does the man in white. It's a goal to the Magpies, the perfect start in the final term.
He's been valuable, Rupert Batheris, over the past year and a bit as a goal kicker. Can go forward and pinch hit. He's had a pretty lean night, just had the 4 possessions tonight, but can go forward and kick a goal when you need one. And good, I think Eddie called it. I mean, the turning circle of Alan Didak is quite spectacular, and he's composed and neat and always tends to choose the right option. So, nice start to the quarter for the Pies.
Collingwood, 7 of the last 8 goals now. 9-14, 5-12. Early going, final term on Friday Night Football. McKee and Stafford. Stafford wins it down. Coughlin, who's tried very hard, taken down by Buckley, who's been wonderful.
I've got the rule here, I can read it to you. A player who takes possession of the footy at field bounce, ball up or a boundary throw in shall be regarded as having prior opportunity.
Well, fell into his arms, that one.
Don't read it to me.
Oh, well, can you get me down to Brett Allen?
Hope your voice carries. In goes Williams. He missed it initially. Hyde taken high, I would have thought. No free kick and a bounce.
Collingwood are most dangerous when their forward line is unpredictable and they're all dangerous and they're all presenting in dangerous forwards. And after half-time, it's been a marked difference. There it is there.
That's the one he got pinged for.
That is prior opportunity.
And it was.
That was, yeah. You're confused now. That's what happens when you get the rule book. Congestion on the outer side. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to Collingwood and Didak. So eventually, this milling pack will be cleared.
So Alan Didak has the ball on centre wing, comes out wide. McKee can hold this one and go back. It's a bit of a rabbit punch to go on with from Big Stafford.
He's leading hard. Leading hard now, Tarrant. He's making space behind him.
20th disposal for Big Steve McKee. There'll be an imprint on Coughlin's back that will come up in about round 14, I reckon. They'll think he's got a tattoo on his back now.
There'll be 6 dots symmetrically placed
Just above his buttock there. Great use of the big... It's a legal way to get a player out of position. The fair size 15.
Young Hyde. And I think full marks to Steve McKee because the Collingwood ruckman copped a belting after the Wizard Cup final.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, and McKee and Josh Fraser, who was injured, but McKee copped a fair bit of it. And
he's turned it around tonight too, Ed, because he was beaten in the first quarter, hands down by Stafford. Stafford's gone out of the game. McKee's had a big effect since.
Well, Anthony Rocker hasn't had his greatest night. A big opportunity here. His kicking's been shocking tonight. Has been the last couple of weeks. Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, Matty Richardson's just had a doctor out to him, Ed, and they've taken out some tablets to him. He's got some pain. They didn't actually indicate any problem with him. It may even be just be a headache, but Richo a bit unhappy with the fact that the ball's not getting down to him as well.
Well, let's hope they're not from Warnie's mum.
Barely 15.
Just 15. Leon.
Told you. Here's Cameron.
Play on.
The opposite pocket. Kellaway. They need it at the other end. Andy Kellaway. His brother, a late withdrawal tonight. Short. Still inside the defensive 50. Stafford this time. 9:15, 5:12. Collingwood on the breeze and on top. Stafford taking plenty of time. And Collingwood won't mind a bit. Play on's the call. He took too long. Well, didn't work it too well with Tivendale, so he goes after it and knocks it across the boundary line. A hard-hearted umpire may have given that deliberate.
The Richmond cheer squad just there. I think that stopped it, Dennis.
Boundary throw in. The Collingwood runner sent away. 60 metres out from the Magpies attacking goal then. Stafford had it fall behind. Coghlan hasn't stopped trying. Davis knocks it goalward. Now a chance for Buckley once more to Davis. 20 metres out. Oh, put the gloss on it. His second. Well, Buckley has not put a foot wrong. Wonderful balance, just laying it off. Coghlan trying to get it through. Davis spotted the danger, and the recovery by Davis is good because he's run on, taken it back, and enjoyed the moment from 20 metres out. So it would seem now that Collingwood is safe.
Right. So Leon Davis gets his second. Watch this for magnificent play from Davis. He follows up, but Buckley, tracking this here, used his body and knew all the way along what he was going to do. Davis right there, puts it through. And the old finger waggle gives Collingwood a 33-point lead. Up goes Stafford, gets a tap. Buckley again. High up and under, out towards the wing position. It's about the only one that actually hasn't hit a target. It ended up hitting Woden on the head. As Tivendale gets the clearing kick up to the forward 50. Out comes Richardson. Good play by Walker. Saw his body at the ball. Lockens had a pretty good night as well. Blumfield does it nicely for the Tigers. Kicks inside. Wakeland comes out. Good play by Wakeland. Richardson over the top. Umpire says play on, and Scotland over the top. To Buckley. Left foot kick high up and under. Bravehearts required here. Up they go. And Stafford, the big man, got there, took the mark and took off. Umpire will bring him back.
He can do it all tonight, Buckley. 28 possessions. And a lot of them hard-working possessions. A couple of great marks as well.
Well, Dennis, our dream has come true. Our special commentators' microphones have broken down, so it's us for the rest of the night.
I'll put these scissors down. Stafford kicks it out wide towards the 50. And the mark is held by Tivendale.
On the mark, Dad.
You can see the time remaining. It seems a forlorn hope, but this man may be able to turn it. Richardson gets on the end of it now. He's kicked terribly all night as we go back for an update on his condition from the dock.
Yeah, just that last contest that he missed the mark, Dennis. He cramped up badly in the left calf, couldn't get up, and he's got up and just taken this mark about to shoot on goal.
Well, I suppose you could say the cramp could help his kicking. Not necessarily.
It takes some talent to be able to bend a ball like that. I'm not sure that Richo was necessarily doing that. He has now kicked 1 goal 5 for the evening.
Not the first time we've seen this. Suddenly his confidence simply deserts him. And it gets harder and harder. Wakeland, who's been so good back there, goes short to Johnson. I'm sure Walker will be indebted to Wakeland after tonight. Not a bad way to make your debut with a veteran alongside, and a veteran who's prepared to help, give his body, and play the way he has. And Woden, a good debut as well.
A pat on the back for the recruiters. Woden and Williams have both had very good nights for Collingwood. Two players from other clubs. They've been great contributors.
There's Johnson, short inside the 50. Opportunity for Campbell. Arches the back, just slid away. Charging in Johnson did well. Hand passes towards the boundary. McGough to Woden. The short one to Williams. Missed him. Loney goes back to Woden. An air of authority about his game. Loney, the two left-handers, left-footers combining there. And the mark is taken by Lockyer in front. Loney runs on. The confidence swelling now. They're in harvest mode. Williams goes in short. Missed by Davis. Hasn't been all that convincing tonight. Has had his moments. Williams feeds it back. Here's a chance for Kellaway. Close to the boundary line, left it behind. Tevendale slips it away to Hyde. In trouble. Now Kane Johnson kicks it down towards half forward.
Richo on the half volley, gets it at half forward. Takes on Walker and is gone. No, got the handball away, says the umpire. Well, Woden gets underneath him. Throw in, says the umpire. Well played by young Tex Walker. And, boys, he has sport back.
He's done well, hasn't he? I mean, he's come back pretty strong. And, look, Matty there's got no... a little bit high, but you can't blame the kid. He's had a dip at one of the big powerhouses of the league here, and he's done well.
Absolutely, and Collingwood will be looking forward for Simon Prestigiacomo and Jason Cloak coming back into that back line for the game against Carlton next week as Campbell kicks forward. Up they go. Off the hands of the pack. Stafford gets it out and into the open goal. Hilton kicks a consolation prize at the moment for the Tigers, his first. And, boys, only the second goal for the Tigers since half-time.
One more go at this, Dermot.
I'm back.
I haven't been a big fan of Rory Hilton's game tonight. I think he has chased the footy too much rather than playing his position or being aware of his opponent. But he did get moved off Woden early in the piece. You can never question his physical attack on it, but I just think that sometimes the game goes on around him and he doesn't think enough about it.
Rory Hilton getting the goal. Of course, he was floored by David Neitz with his shoulder in a clash here on this ground early last season. Hand pass from Stafford. Hilton goes to ground. Got it across to Campbell, who kicks inside the 50 and finds Houlihan.
Look, it sounds silly, but this game is not totally over yet.
No way, no.
Richardson missed it. Goes back after it. Picks it up. Jams it on the boot and puts it out of bounds on the full.
He's bereft of confidence now, isn't he? The irony of it is, with that inside 50 thrust, Richmond have gone inside 50 more times than Collingwood.
Just got the feeling, too, that Collingwood may have taken their feet off the gas as Wakeland goes across the ground. This is Loney, a left footer, comes back. Walker gathers the bouncing footy with some time, feeds it off again. Clement, Loney. Loney goes down towards half forward. Well-weighted kick, and Woden. I'm sure Collingwood would be delighted with this tonight.
Beautiful touch there, wasn't it?
He's been terrific, coming up for his 22nd possession. 60 metres out, gives it a ride. Williams, another debutant.
I reckon they've both had really good nights, Dennis, and I tell you what, Andrew Williams is coming in for mark number 10, possession number 21 now, or 22.
And I reckon he's still got a bit of a fuzzy head.
Yeah, he got that hard whack out here from Rory Hilton, a big shepherd off the footy, so delighted indeed with both the output of Woden and Williams.
Sometimes a fuzzy head is good. Here's Williams. 15 metres out. And that should just about do it. His first.
Yeah, you're right, Dennis. Didn't do Jimi Hendrix any harm, but look, he's been very good, hasn't he? He's come from the wing. He's run the half circle there. And as we saw the Richmond player come off Houlihan, Williams just took the initiative and said, no opponent for 30 seconds. I'm off on my bike. And he went right down the outside, and he's run a 200-metre, no, if you can on a 180-metre ground, but he's run around the boundary almost.
Didn't go in a straight line.
Yeah, he bent it. He was good.
So Williams gets the goal for Collingwood. Down to the dock. How's he going?
Well, you're not wrong, Eddie. I reckon he's still a little bit fuzzy in the head. That big hit from Mark Coughlin last quarter, he came off for a while and has been back on, but he still has a bit of a glassy-eyed look, but it may be just determination, Ed.
Well, I must admit, it is very pleasing for a Collingwood supporter to see a bloke cop a hard hit and then back into a pack in the goal square and take a one-grab mark and kick the goal. 32 points the Magpies lead by. McKee stands up. Just got the handball, throws as the umpire. It was too.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was.
You notice at the moment, though, Greg Stafford has got his second wing. And he seems to be coming good in the middle here. Isn't that Collingwood? Have got a little bit of an advantage here still.
24-15 the free kicks Richmond's way. As Hilton, who kicked the last goal for the Tigers. Still 10 minutes left in the game and plenty of time to kick 5 goals.
Ain't going to make it from there.
From 55, Hilton loads up. Big flyers required. Off the hands of the pack. Rushed behind by James Clement. The third such behind to the Tigers tonight.
I'm sure Ty Zantuck did the absolute right thing by just crashing into that pack. I reckon throw the whole thing open here and see whether they can't move the footy and pinch a couple of quick ones at Tigers. That's the only way they're going to win.
Buckley chips it towards half-back, and Walker plays on immediately. Loken's away to Locken. Through the midfield, a couple of bounces. Gee, he can go quickly to Woden. He's all poised, slips as he kicks. Bacon square, but carries the line in any case. His first.
Now, Noel Judkins would be here, Eddie, I would imagine, or he might be outsourcing talent somewhere else. But if he's here, he would have loved that passage of play.
I'll give you an insight. He came into a board meeting at Collingwood and he said, I've got this kid, he's a bit of a smoky. He plays in the reserves at Port Adelaide Magpies. He plays on a half-back flank at Port Adelaide Magpies in the reserves, and they play him at full forward in the seniors. But I've seen something that I like.
And they're the ones that his recruiters love. I remember Guy Regani was a similar story at Melbourne, and pace, his leg speed and carry and ball use has been really good. Got it onto another recruit in Woden who finished off what was a great night for him. He's had a super night, Shane Woden.
So Buckley again gets it forward. Out comes Tarrant. Can't take the mark. Hits the ground. Rupert Batheris out the Didac. Woden again. Around the body he goes. Bounce. Bounce. Point.
They've been a different forward line after half-time. They've had much more movement, much more purpose. Didac, Tarrant, Batheris, Davis, they just got on their bikes. They just looked rusty in the first half, but there's a bit more of a familiar look about them at the moment.
Bowden in the back pocket. Under 10 minutes till full time. Margin 38 points. Bowden runs away. Interesting kick. Roden, plenty of time and space. Over the head of King. Fiora comes across on the angle. Now he can run at them. Kicks from inside the centre square. And on the lead, the mark is held by Campbell. Too far out to score, I'd suggest, but goes on. That's very lax by Collingwood. Gaspar turns around 30 metres out. Doesn't kick too many, but he's kicked that one. No appetite for the chase there.
Classic scenario, really taking your foot off the accelerator there, the Collingwood team.
Yeah, and it can happen a bit. And, well, Darren Gasper there, you see, Darryl Wakeland, he looked the other way. He looked inside, probably searching for his man, which is fair enough as a defender. But he ignored the fact that Darren Gasper was right nearby.
Danny Frawley has a good look at proceedings. Margin 32 points in Collingwood's favour with just under 9 minutes left in the game. Rocker got the tap. McGough got pushed off it. Stafford has kept trying all night. Once again, it goes inside 50. Wakeland runs over the top of it, so to Clement. Hall on the left boot gets enough on it to put it into the danger zone. Up they come, and Richardson's got it. Umpire says play on. He swings round onto the boot. It's a high up and under. Has Richo produced one here? No, he hasn't. And he has now kicked 1 goal 6. 1-6 and an assist, so make it 2-6 because that's what he's created. So he's got 3 goals for the night. Joppa reckon it's all over.
Once again then, though, he was in position to mark the footy and a teammate came and brought his opponent with him and forced a spill. I mean, that is a frustrating thing.
Just shows 31.
Just shows you how out of confidence he is with his kicking. He's played on from the 15-metre mark, set shot directly in front.
Good play by Didac. It was a dangerous kick, and then, well, he was a bit clever, I suppose, but it didn't quite come off. Kellaway inside 50 again. Still 8 1/4 minutes left in this match. Hilton flies high and does it well.
But they've gone inside forward 50. Collingwood 41 times to Richmond's 43. Now, as dominant as Richardson's been, he's kicked 1-6. All the eggs are in one basket.
Good mark by Hilton. As Dennis said, courageous comeback after a horrible shoulder injury. His 4th mark, he's kicked 1 goal 1.
Okay, he's right, trainer.
Margin 31 points the difference. And it's 19. Coming up to the 20-minute mark, as you can see, the all-important time clock, there was 8 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game. The Tigers would have to kick 6 goals to win it from here.
They would, but they're winning the ball out of the centre. I don't think they can do it, but they're going to go inside their forward 50 again in this match.
Well, Doom, you said it was hard to kick from here. What does he have to do?
He's got to start at left-hand side of the goalpost, as he does. And it still fades across the face. So that is a tough shot when the wind gets up, because that used to be the most sheltered pocket on the ground.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
Umpire giving plenty of directions there. Hang on for the flag to be waved. Shane Woden from full back. Goes short to Ben Johnson in the back pocket. Up the middle. Wakelin takes the mark. Collingwood defence. Want to wind this clock down a bit. 11th disposal for Wakelin. He's had a very good night. To Ryan Loney. He's been busy this term. Loney usually a good kick. Wakelin ran to space. Was good football to defensive 50. Has a bounce. And he goes short. Good kick too. Lockyer. Clement is usually a beautiful kick. He's got nothing on inside 50, so he has to go short. Good play by Lockyer. Put his head on the line there. Got it out to Lone Ranger Loney. Rocker, nice chip over the top to Mark McGough. Inside 50. Didak is the lead in the pocket. It's a good kick too, and Didak takes it at full stretch.
More room when they go inside their forward line, Collingwood.
Garrett.
And you know why, Deb? Because every one of their forwards are capable of leading and having the ball directed to them. And that means that their defenders play more honestly, which creates more space in their forward line, in their forward 50.
Tough chase for Chris Newman, who had a hamstring problem at three-quarter time. Alan Didak has kicked 1 goal for tonight. 3 behinds in the first quarter. His goal came in the second, as did his 4th behind, so hasn't had a whole lot after half-time. We're keen to put this one right through the middle. To join Leon Davis and Jared Malloy with 2 goals for the Magpies. In he comes.
Good kick.
And that is as good a kick as you could possibly put through from there. Goal to the Magpies. The margin 36 points.
Turns out to be a pretty solid win, Dermot. Pretty solid win. I reckon that they were scratchy and rusty early on in the piece. They blew a few cobwebs out, and they looked a far more cohesive unit in this second half of footy.
He's got a few tricks up his sleeve, Didak, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a dangerous proposition, one out in the goal square.
Centre clearances, Richmond 11, Collingwood 4, but the margin 30 points. The Magpies was, in fact, more.
James Clement, he's coming to the bench. Looks like he's injured. He's got a hobble up.
Meanwhile, here's Buckley down towards the attacking 50, going back Roden. Stopped it, then marked it. Fiora with Holland just on the ground, storming through the interchange gates, almost the mark. He's got plenty of vigour. Went after King. Hand pass came from Fiora. Kellaway boots it down towards half forward. Campbell's in front, and it's going to be paid to Campbell, that mark.
29th disposal for Campbell. He's had a wonderful night.
So the margin out to 36 points now.
He's underrated too, this bloke, Wayne Campbell, I reckon, in lots of quarters.
Fiora has run on. He's marked outside the 50.
Fiora loads up from 51 metres. It's a beautiful kick. It's coming back, but not enough. Up they go. Wakelin got there for Collingwood. O'Brien off the ground. Bowden. Hall can't pick it up just yet. Buckley locks him up. Let's go down to the doctor. What's wrong with James Clement?
Just cramp, Ed. He's cramped up in the buttock and the hamstring, and they're just stretching him out. You might have a vision of it on the boundary line where you'll just see him there. He's having it stretched out by Dave Francis, the physio.
Okay then, Doc. Good news there. Just the cramp.
Going straight back.
Umpire says, get out of my way. I'm going straight back to the back pocket. Ball up. Magpies by 36 points. Mark McGough heads for the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. Forward 40 for the Tigers.
As a team, when you've seen the ball has been in dispute...
Ooh, look at that, Derm. He's getting up to that.
18.4.
What's the record?
19.2 is the highest been recorded by Shane Crawford.
I can run 805 minutes. Get the runner out and tell him.
But he's already run 18 and a half.
Yeah, getting belted as he runs, too.
Richmond. First one was high. First one was high.
You heard it. Richmond haven't had as many players at ground level who are capable of taking the ball clean possession, clean hands as Collingwood. That has really assisted them on many occasions.
Been good tonight again, Mark Coughlin. Dennis, as you said, 3rd in the best and fairest last year. That's Richmond's 5th free kick inside 50 for the night.
Yeah, so Coughlin,
Mark's here.
intention to say too far out to score. Breeze pushing away from goal. There goes his kick. It's tapering right to left. Coming back hard. Malloy gets a fist on it and thumps it across the line.
If there's a worrying thing for Richmond, it is that Coughlin's been good, Bowden's had a lot of the footy, Richardson's been good, Campbell's had a lot of the footy. Their good players have played pretty well, and yet they're still 7 goals behind, six goals behind on the scoreboard.
And Collingwood missing so many tonight as Davis kicks it up towards the wing. Rogers knocks it away from Lockyer. Lucuria and Burns to come back into this midfield. It's functioned very well. So I think Collingwood will step away from this game feeling pretty good about themselves. This is Kellaway, short, bounces in front of Tippendale, plays on, gets a hand pass. A man with his back to goal, Kane Johnson, sweeps it wider. Hyde in trouble, the left footer, just pops it up inside the 50. Good mark by Hall. Loney trying to punch away. Hall was simply too tall. So clock under 4 minutes.
Let's have a flashback here. Richo and Ottens, this was 12 months ago, and what a difference a year makes. Richo on fire with 6 that night. Combined 18 marks, 10 goals, and Richmond won by 37 points. No Ottens tonight.
Meanwhile, Hall has just sneaked it through for a goal.
Well, Ray Hall is kicked 2. He's a good, honest goer. He's got a big heart, and he's got some ability and some agility, but he hasn't ever taken a game by the scruff of the neck, or not that I can recall anyway, and shaken the life out of it and ended up with 15 marks and 6 goals. So he'll never, I shouldn't say never, but he's not going to be a Brad Ottens type player and have a Brad Ottens type influence on a match.
The Pies are thanking their lucky stars. The Stars, they've kicked well after half-time. They had 13 points up at half-time. They've only got 16 now, so they've straightened up as well.
29 scoring shots to 25 in favour of Collingwood. And 29 points to difference. So we're the top 5 disposals here. Buckley with 31. Campbell's been great at 29. Woden 24. Bowden 23. Williams 22.
After a grand final loss, the coach would be looking for all the signs that you've got some hunger and some fire in the belly, and at half-time it might have been a bit of a worry, but I tell you what, I think they've been answered after half-time.
Free kick to Collingwood, and will go the way of Anthony Rocket, who's fought his way back into this game.
He hasn't had the biggest pre-season in terms of game time from what we saw in the Wizard Cup. He was nursed along a bit, so he
Calling
may take
for a shot.
He's missed it 6-70 metres. Cameron read it better and got to the front, took the mark. Woden comes to the bench. Scotland comes on for Collingwood. Shane Woden has earned his pay tonight.
24 possessions for Woden.
Here's Ray Hall, the boy from Woy Woy. He and Spike Milligan. Richo's got it, gets the Bronx cheers. I don't know why. He's been off target, but he's been pretty good tonight. Maybe it's the Collingwood fans just getting into him. Bowden tried to grab the mark. Here's a chance. Reece Shaw does very well. Just snuck it up there. Can't pick it up. Now he gets the handball out. He's tired, but it's been 2 years since he's played senior football. And as we all know, the pace is a cracker at the senior level. Over the top, McGough from Lockyer. Around the body, he's looking for Root. Rupert Batheris gets a bad bounce over the line and out of bounds with under 2 minutes to go in the opening game of season 2003. Let's have a look at the marks. And Williams has been fantastic, only player in double figures. Campbell and Richardson 9 apiece. Woden and Johnson for Collingwood 8 and 7.
Talking about the midfield for the Magpies, McGough has been good as well. 15 possessions, some of them pretty hard. Interesting, he polled 8 Brownlow votes last season, 3rd most at the club. Tossed in, clean possession there to Vardy, gets a hand pass away to Hyde, goes short towards Johnson, reaching in, Buckley knocks it away, it's out of bounds. 19.1 Ks now.
Don't take him off.
He'll be entering the stadium shortly. 94.65, and Richardson, I think, came off the ground.
If you ran out and told him the record was on, don't worry, you get it. He'd stay after and do extra training. Free kick away the Tigers with 1:34 left on the clock. Jared Malloy. Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, Matty Richardson came off favouring the left side with a limp up, Ed, and on the bench he's been massaging his left groin.
Just clipped the line, the kick there from Coughlin. The dog tired. Buckley always looking for something. There's Stewie Lowe, now the forward coach down at Richmond. Richo tonight, 16 disposals, 9 marks, 1 goal, 6. And of course, Blumfield's goal came from what would have been maybe a certainty.
Yeah, no, not tonight. Might have been beyond his distance for tonight anyway.
15 out. Throw in, half-forward flank for the Tigers. Closing stages of what has been an absorbing battle, certainly in the first half. The Magpies getting away in the third quarter. Malloy, bashing, crashing, thrashing, it said on the banner, pre-match, and he's done that as always tonight. Tristan Walker has had a good debut. He's fought on hard. He's at the bottom of the pack, and that's a great thing to see. The young fella, 18 years of age. He's got some size, though, Dermot.
Yeah, I looked at him from close range before the game. He's a good-sized kid. He's going to fill out even more. How old is he, 18, 19?
Just 18.
Oh, he's a big kid then.
Yeah, he was the youngest player at the club last year. Recruited from Western Australia at 17 from Claremont.
He's spent, whatever size he is, he's spent tonight.
He'll sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
40 seconds to go. Kellaway. Little chip kick won't be 15. Campbell has been fantastic tonight. That time the kick is over the head of its intended target. Kept in by Bowden. Picked up by Wakeland. And Lockyer goes hard at the ball. Good play. Campbell made him earn his money there. The ball over the line and out of bounds. With 23 seconds left, Campbell on 30 possessions for the captain of the Tigers. And there's the captain of the Magpies. 31 possessions today for Nathan Buckley. 7 clearances, 8 inside 50, 6 rebounds and a goal is a pretty good effort. No 15. Malloy flicks it out the back to Tarkin Lockyer.
And drives it down towards half-forward. Dying seconds of the game. Gaspar with dash comes away. Goes to half-forward with a kick. Can they get a late consolation? Kellaway goes to Hall, 50 metres out. And I think it's going to be a relayed free kick. As Hall goes to ground, there's the siren. So this last kick really stands for North.
Got to kick it though, Dennis.
The play on, it's no score.
We heard the umpire. He can't run around now. The siren's gone, so the umpire will be watching him like a hawk with orange socks.
Don't play on there, just go straight.
Zantuck, only about 15 metres out, 5 metres in from the line, but no gimme. And he's missed. In keeping with their knife.